Ranchera, or canción ranchera, is a genre of the traditional music of Mexico. It dates before the years of the Mexican Revolution. It later became closely associated with the mariachi groups which evolved in Jalisco. Ranchera today is also played by norteño, banda and Tamborazo, drawing on rural traditional folk music. Ranchera developed as a symbol of a new national consciousness in reaction to the aristocratic tastes of the period. Some well-known interpreters of the genre are the following singers: Amalia Mendoza, Antonio Aguilar, cello, Cuco Sanchez, Flor Silvestre, Irma Serrano, Javier Solis, George Negrete, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Lola Beltran, Lucha Villa, Pedro Infante, Rocio de Urkel and Vicente Fernandez. Definitions. Traditional rancheras are about love, patriotism and nature. Rhythms can have a metric in 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4 reflecting the tempo of, respectively, the polka, the waltz, and a bolero. Songs are usually in a major key and consist of an instrumental introduction, verse and refrain, instrumental section repeating the verse, and another verse and refrain, with a tag ending. Instrumentation may include guitars, strings, trumpets, and/or accordions, depending on the type of ensemble being utilized. Besides the typical instrumentation, ranchera music, as well as many other forms of traditional Mexican music, is also noted for the grito mexicano, a yell that is done at musical interludes within a song, either by the musicians and/or the listening audience. The normal musical pattern of rancheras is et-b. Rancheras usually begin with an instrumental introduction. The first lyrical portion then begins, with instrumental adornments interrupting the lines in between. The instruments then repeat the theme again, and then the lyrics may either be repeated or begin a new set of words. One also finds the form A-B-C be used, in which the intro is played, followed by the verse. This form is repeated, and then a refrain is added, ending with the verse. The most popular ranchera composers include Lucha Reyes, Cuco Sanchez, Antonio Aguilar, Juan Gabriel and Jose Alfredo Jimenez, who composed many of the best-known rancheras, with compositions totaling more than 1,000 songs, making him one of the most prolific songwriters in the history of Western music. Another closely related style of music is the corrido, which is often played by the same ensembles that regularly play rancheras. The corrido, however, is apt to be an epic story about heroes and villains, whereas rancheras may not necessarily be heroic ballads, and also vary more in terms of tempo. However, two notable exceptions to this rule are the songs Corrido de Chihuahua and the Corrido de Monterrey, which are considered rancheras in spite of the names. Their lyrics concerned with patriotism for the states of Chihuahua and Nuevo Leon, respectively. The word ranchera was derived from the word rancho because the songs originated on the ranches and in the countryside of rural Mexico. Rancheras that have been adapted by conjuntos, or norteño bands from northern Mexico and the southwestern U.S. are sometimes called norteños, for the Spanish word for northern. Well-known examples: Amanecientos Brazos by Jose Alfredo Jimenez and performed by Rocio de Urkel, Vicky Carr, Javier Solis, Luis Miguel, and others. Amor Eterno by Juan Gabriel. I Jalisco, No Te Rajesh by George Negrete. Camino de Guanajuato by Jose Alfredo Jimenez and Pedro Fernandez. Carta Eufemia by Pedro Infante. Cielito Lindo by Vicente Fernandez and many others. Cielo Rojo by Flor Silvestre. Cien Anos by Pedro Infante. Corazon, Corazon by Lola Beltran and Lucha Villa. Corrido de Chihuahua by Lucha Villa, Miguel Aceves Mejia and Antonio Aguilar. Corrido de Monterrey by David Ziza, Lorenzo de Monteclaro and Vicente Fernandez. Costumbres by Rocio de Urkel. Cuatro Caminos by Jose Alfredo Jimenez and Lola Beltran. Cucaracucu Paloma by Trini Lopez, Rosemary Clooney, Lola Beltran and Rocio de Urkel. De Cue Acute Minerate Olvido by Rocio de Urkel, Vicente Fernandez, and others. Jewel by Ella de Reina. Ecomamila Culpa by Jose Angel Espinoza and performed by Albert Hammond, Bertin Osborne, Amalia Mendoza, Flor Silvestre, Javier Solis, Luis Miguel, Rocio de Urkel, and others. El Crucifijo de Piedra by Miguel Aceves Mejia. Ella by Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Pedro Fernandez, Vicente Fernandez, and others. El Pastor by Miguel Aceves Mejia. El Puente Roto by Irma Serrano. El Rey by Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Luis Miguel and Vicente Fernandez. El Siete Mes by Jose Alfredo Jimenez. La Cruz de Olvido by Juan Ziza and Alvaro Torres. La Puerta Negra by Antonio Aguilar. Media Vuelta by Javier Solis, Lucha Villa, Rocio de Urkel and Luis Miguel. Mexico Lindo y Querido by George Negrete, Alejandro Fernandez. Mi Destino Fuerte by Flor Silvestre. Miel Imago by Irma Serrano. Noches Eternas by Vicente Fernandez. No Me Queda Mas by Selena. Par Todo el Ano by Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Flor Silvestre, Vicente Fernandez, Pedro Fernandez, and others. Peso by Javier Solis, Vicky Carr. Poco a Poco by Javier Solis. Por tu maldito amor by Vicente Fernandez. Por una muy casada by David Ziza. Si nos dicen by Bertin Osborne, Rocio de Urkel, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Lola Beltran, Vicky Carr, Luis Miguel, and others. Sombras by Javier Solis, Vicky Carr and others. Tierra Mala by Irma Serrano. Tu Solo Top by Selena. Una Limosna by Flor Silvestre and Javier Solis. Un Puño de Tierra by Antonio Aguilar. Vulva by Vicente Fernandez, Bertin Osborne and others. Celebrated ranchera singers. Miguel Aceves Mejia, Antonio Aguilar, Pepe Aguilar, Lola Beltran, Vicky Carr, Aida Cuevas, Yolanda del Rio, Rocio de Urkel, Alejandro Fernandez, Pedro Fernandez, Vicente Fernandez, Pedro Infante, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Amalia Mendoza, Lorenzo de Monteclaro, George Negrete, Lucha Reyes, Cuco Sanchez, Irma Serrano, Flor Silvestre, Javier Solis, Chavela Vargas, Lucha Villa.